What's going on, YouTube? It's been a long time since I've done a live video here on my channel, so it's good to be back here in the flesh, so to speak. Well, the digital flesh, I guess you could say. I have a really big announcement, something that's going to be coming to my channel on Monday, and so that's the primary reason why I'm doing this live broadcast. But I also want to say, just for a second, thank you, those of you that have been giving me a lot of feedback on the last couple of videos that I put on my channel. I've been steering some of my content recently more towards showing you guys an actionable step-by-step plan to get to full-time income with music licensing. My, earning $2,500 a month with music licensing seemed to really strike a chord with a lot of you guys. And I think a lot of you felt that was really powerful, just to see the real numbers in action and to see how realistic that is. That's really not a pipe dream, right? Very achievable. I was being very conservative with the amount of work that you put into this, and with the numbers, the kind of money that you can earn. I was being extremely conservative, right? So that kind of helped a lot of you, I felt. And I think one of the reasons why is many of you have, friends and family that do support you. But when you tell them that you're trying to make music licensing your full-time job, you might get some blank faces, some blank stares, maybe some confused looks. And that's probably just because they don't know how you're going to do it. Like, they don't understand how the industry works. How are you going to get to full-time income with this? How does it really work, right? And I understand like the skepticism, because I know I had people in my life that also are like, how's that going to work out? How do you actually make money? And I did have people that believed in me, but they didn't understand the finer details of it, right? And I don't expect that they understand those. But what I didn't have back then was that kind of like that video that I put out, which was sort of like, oh, well, let me watch this video with me and I'll show you exactly how this can be achieved, okay? And these are not, well, you just need to put out music and then eventually, hopefully, some music supervisor discovers you and then he throws, $1 million in your pocket. Obviously, if you guys watch that presentation, that is not the business strategy, okay? That's what a lot of producers are doing. That's what a lot of musicians are doing. And that's why a lot of them are not succeeding, is because they're pipe dreaming, okay? They're throwing music up online, hoping something sticks. And, sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't. You guys know what that rat race is all about online with social media, right? Music licensing, it's a different animal altogether, and it's much more achievable. And so when I show you guys those kind of step-by-step guidelines for how to get there, and then also with the other video where I showed you how one track got 50 different individual placements, you can see that's also not theoretical, okay? I showed you the actual printout of what that track was doing and how many different stations and programs and the different lengths of placements that one track got, okay? So it seems like it's striking a chord with a lot of you guys, so I will continue to make that kind of content. So thank you, those of you that do give me those comments and likes and sharing the videos. I really do, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate that, because the biggest reason why I put these videos out there is to help educate producers that want to. First of all, the big goal is they want to make music their full-time job. And there's two problems. Number one, they're pipe dreaming, of course. They don't know really how to get there. And number two, they're not even aware that music licensing can be that like jetpack to get them to that point, right? The ultimate goal, remember, for all of this is to be able to wake up and go do your craft for a living, to get paid adequately and fairly and generously for your art, for your passion, for the one thing that you know how to do better than anything else, and the one thing that you want to do better than anything else. And the fact that music licensing is this power vehicle to get us there is a godsend, and I'm thankful every day. And most of it has to do with technology. All right, let's not get it twisted. This is about the cable industry blowing up, which was a technology. This is about DAW software being available to all of us. This is about being able to put on my webcam here, turn on my microphone, and broadcast to all you awesome people right now. So this is a technology industry, and the only reason why it's available to us is because technology has exploded so much in the last 20 years. Well, guess what technology is doing every day now? It's exploding and getting more exponentially powerful. So I only see an incredible bright future, because seeing what technology did for us for the last 20 years only gets me so excited about the next 20 years. What new mediums, what new technologies are coming out. In fact, just yesterday, I was nerding out on this new VR stuff that's coming out now, where they actually have gloves and vests and things that are actually giving you feedback on what you're feeling and experiencing in a VR environment. So it seems kind of small right now. Nobody's really interested in it, but you will see how quickly these new technologies are going to absorb our world. It's just, I'm very excited about it. I know some people get scared about it. They get freaked out about it. I tend to be optimistic about technology, only because for my life, I've seen it only done great things for me. It's only provided for me the options to do the things that I love to do in life. So I choose to embrace it. I choose to try to learn how to harness it to empower me, okay, and not let it control me or not let it sort of scare me and make me, go into a corner. So I hope you guys also feel that way about new technology and new things that are coming out. I think just incredible things are going to be happening. But on to my announcement. What do I mean? Something's coming big on Monday. Okay, so behind the scenes for the last, I'd say, a month and a half to 2 months, I've been building a massive platform that I'm going to make available to you guys. And it's basically going to help answer some of the biggest questions that I get from a lot of you, okay? There are thousands of questions that I get, but most of them are revolving around the single issue of, Jesse, how do I make licensable music, okay? Some of the questions are, how do I make hip hop beats that'll get placed? How do I make a, orchestral track that'll stand up to the competition? How do you do those stems? How do you make those alt mixes? How do you make sure that the tracks that I'm sending to my library will actually get placed and not just sit on the shelf? Because that happens. I mean, getting accepted to a library is definitely one foot in the door. But if you're giving them music that's, mediocre, not that great, not that licensable, not that useful for their particular clients, sure, you're in a library, but are you getting placements? Are you really getting closer to full-time income? Maybe not. And so this question has come in 1,000 different forms, but it's always going back to that really core goal, which is I want to make licensable music. And I understand why that question is there, because most of you, if not every single one of you watching this video right now, you either have a part-time job or a couple of part-time jobs or a full-time job, or you have other obligations and you don't have the luxury of sitting around all day making music. I understand that, because 10 years ago, I had a day job. I was the one racing home at 5:30 p.m., fighting LA traffic. Couldn't wait to get into my really rinky-dink crappy home studio, which was a MacBook and 2 cardboard boxes with a mirror on top of it for my desk. I couldn't even afford a desk. I started in very humble beginnings. I think I just had headphones. I didn't think I had speakers in the beginning. So, but I know I had one thing, and I know that you have one thing, which is limited studio time. You don't have the luxury of being able to experiment and try things and spend hours and hours and hours on your work. You really have a couple of hours a day at the most, and maybe you only have the weekends, and you have a couple of hours on the weekends. You've got families, you've got obligations, maybe kids. I understand that the limited time is one of the big obstacles for you right now. It's the one thing that really sort of gets in your way of making the progress that you want by building your catalog and partnering with music libraries. So I saw this and I kept seeing this question being asked, and I realized, man, I have 10 years experience learning how to basically shortcut my way into making licensable tracks. All right. I don't waste 1 minute in the studio. I can't remember the last time that I started a track and got to the end of it and realized I don't like this. This isn't licensable, and gave it up. I pretty much almost every track for the last couple of years, I've started and I've completed, and it's gotten placed or accepted at least by a library. So I've created these sort of golden rules for my career to how to make sure that I'm making the most effective use of my studio time. And I have probably a lot more time than you guys have, just because this is my full-time job. I do get to wake up every day and just make music. But even with that amount of time, I don't want to waste any of my time. I certainly don't want to waste 8 hours on a track and realize at the end of it, damn, that sucks. That's not going to place anywhere. That's not really going to be licensable. Or, maybe I feel like it's okay, but I don't want to send it to a library and have it just sit on the shelf. I mean, that's almost just as bad as it sitting on my hard drive collecting dust, right? If you're getting your music out there, you're getting your tracks placed, you got to make sure that they're licensable. Licensable is the key thing. It's not necessarily that they're just catchy or modern or well-crafted or anything like that. Licensable. It's a thing that separates production music, what we make in this industry, from pretty much everything else you've done in your career. If you've tried to make singles, or you try to get people to download your music, like you've gone to the public, right, to try to get some consumers to virally share your tracks. Well, there's different considerations for that. It's got to be catchy. It's got to be modern. It's got to kind of feel familiar, but also have a new twist on something else to kind of help brand yourself as a new artist, right? Different considerations for that side of the business. In the licensing business, it's not rocket science, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's literally a formula. There is literally a formula that you can apply to all genres. Obviously, there's going to be variations between the sounds, but there is definitely proven golden rules that I've discovered that can make sure that your tracks get placed and get accepted and fly off the shelves of the music libraries that you're partnering with, okay? So in the last 2 months or so, I've been building this platform full of tutorials. I don't want to give too much about what this is. You'll learn more about it, but this is going to be sort of the one-stop shop where it doesn't matter if you produce rock, pop, hip hop, EDM, orchestral, trailer music, corporate, Latin, indie, folk, any music that at least charts somewhere in the world can get placed. Okay, including some that don't get charting, like minimal tension music, right? That's kind of stuff that's primarily just steered for this industry. But I'm providing and I'm building the one-stop shop to learn how to do it all, how to start a track, how to craft the track to make sure it doesn't get too loopy, how to make your transitions, how to mix it, how to master it without a multi-$1,000 studio, without $1 million studio. You don't have to invest in a bunch of outboard gear and all that kind of stuff. A lot of myths out there about how do you master? Well, you got to go spend $10,000 on this piece of equipment, then it'll sound good. BS. Throw that knowledge. That is garbage. That does not work. Also, I don't believe in when mastering, and of course, I always get this from professional mixing and mastering engineers. They'll say, Jesse, you shouldn't be teaching producers they can do it themselves because mixing and mastering is an art form and that needs to be handled by professionals. Again, I disregard that. I totally don't buy into that because I'm living proof. Never spent 1 cent on sending my tracks to get mixed or mastered. I did it all within the box. I did it all within my Logic Pro sessions using most of the time plugins that just came with Logic, okay? I do have a couple that I invested in down the road, but in the beginning, it was just Logic. I was just using the stuff that I had because I didn't have that kind of money. I'm not going to go invest multiple thousands of dollars into all these plugins. So you don't have to have that kind of role to succeed and to get your tracks to sound really loud and really impactful and on par with the professionals out there. Okay, so this platform is basically going to deliver to you the entire gamut, the A to Z, how to create it, how to finish it, and deliver those finals, including we're going to talk about getting past writer's block, how to name your tracks. There's going to be a lot of stuff there that like you're not going to learn this stuff pretty much anywhere else. And it's only stuff that you would even know that you wouldn't even know that you should be aware of these issues until you were in the industry, right? This is the kind of stuff that if you're not with a library right now, maybe you're not even aware of some of these things that you need to be aware of, but you will be once you become a part of this platform. So I'm going to share those details with you as we get closer to the end of December and into January. And I will be launching that January 2nd. So don't worry about that. I'll tell you about that. But Monday, the video that I'm going to be releasing is going to be a sort of event to help launch this new platform. And it's a way that I'm going to celebrate you, the hardworking producers that want to make music licensing your full-time job. And I know that you're sacrificing. I know that you're working hard. I know you're in your studio every day and probably today making that music and trying to improve your craft and making sure that you're as competitive as you possibly can be. Because let's face it, we're not getting any red carpets in this industry, right? There's no award show for us. We don't get the limelight, the spotlight. In a lot of ways, I like that because I don't want a lot of that. I just want to make music and I want to get paid for it, okay? So, but, you know, it's nice to get recognized once in a while for the work that we put into this industry. We're kind of the unsung heroes of the TV film business, is because you don't get a lot of credits. You certainly don't get a lot of on-screen credit. You get your royalties, you get your placements, but we don't get recognized. But I want to start to change that a little bit in my own way, in my way that I can do here with my channel for you guys who are sacrificing and working really hard. So I have something really extremely exciting that I'm going to be sharing with you guys on Monday. So I wanted to make this video to tell you, don't miss out on it. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell. If you don't hit the bell, you don't get the notification on your phone that I'm going live or that I'm uploading a video. So you want to be one of the first to watch this video to find out what I'm talking about, what I'm so excited about. Okay, so make sure you do subscribe. Hit the like button on this video too. And when that video comes out on Monday, share it if you'd like to, of course. I think it's going to be one of those things that's really going to spread out pretty organically. I think people are going to be excited about it. But most importantly, what I want to do with what I'm sharing with you on Monday is it's just a big way for me to say thank you to those of you that have helped me grow this channel. I mean, we're now at 9,000 subscribers. Some of you have been with me since I started this thing, and I had 500, and I wasn't really as active when I first started it, but now I'm so glad that on a weekly basis, I'm churning out new videos, and you guys are the reason why I keep showing up. All right, your comments, your likes, your subscription. If you're not here, I'm not here. All right. So this is my way of basically paying you guys back to say thank you and to recognize you, because I know that we don't get any respect in this business, right? We don't get a lot of recognition or the red carpet interviews or anything like that. So in my small little way, I wanted to just say thank you and give you guys some recognition. So that's why I wanted to say tune in Monday morning. You guys know that I put up my videos really early, sometimes 6 a.m., sometimes earlier than that. So stay tuned, be prepared. I think you're going to be really excited about what you see coming on my channel on Monday. So get back to work, have fun, enjoy, and we'll see you guys Monday morning.